Where the heck are you at, Big Po? The heck? You should be here. Boy. Where is this Po? There he is. Okay. Get him, get him. Crap. No. 1, 2, 2. Yes! I finally done it. Oh my gosh. I've done the Big Po side quest. It took me like 2 hours. But I finally did it. Yes, catch it in a bottle. Hey guys, welcome back to Zora Shop. My name is Snake, guys, and today we are going to start off by getting this Big Po side quest reward. I did it all off screen because, as you guys know, this is the most annoying side quest ever. Here, I'll go ahead and give you like the 5-second sped up version. That's all the work I did. I hope you appreciate that I cut it out for you. Getting all the Big Po's in this game is such a pain because you have to like walk over very specific points with Epona, and then you have like a 5-second window to shoot the Big Po twice, and if you miss, you have to go try to reactivate it again, and it can be very obnoxious. But it's definitely worth it because this guy gives you 50 rupees for every Big Po soul you bring him. So as you see, I have 500 rupees for doing so. So now we can really go to a lot of these shops and buy anything else that we haven't bought so far. Very interesting. This is a big hoe. I'll buy it for 50 rupees. What is steel, man? Wait a minute. Wow! You have earned 800 points! Young man, you are a genuine ghost hunter! Is that what you expected me to say? Because of you, I have extra inventory of Big Po's. So this will be the last time I can buy a ghost. You're thinking about what I promised would happen when you earned for 800 points. Don't worry, I didn't forget. Just take this. Oh, we actually got something good. I think in Zora 1 we got a bloopy for doing the Big Po side quests. But there's our fire arrows, which we do need to beat the game. We're gonna need those in Ganon's castle. I guess you don't need them. Do you? It definitely helps. But I mean, we need them for 100%. All right, man. Thanks for your contribution. It's really weird making eye contact. Oh, maybe this is a baby guardian from Breath of the Wild. He's just wearing like a cloak and has legs glued onto his body. I don't know, man. So we're kind of in a weird position with this randomizer right now because we can't go further in any of the dungeons that we've opened. We can't enter a few of the dungeons like Jabu Jabu, Gerudo Training Grounds, and the Ice Cavern. So pretty much what we have to do today is go Skulltula hunting for all of the tokens we haven't got so far, and since we have the hookshot and the boomerang, we're able to collect them all. So we're pretty much just going to be doing lots of cuts for the first half of this episode. The main thing we need to find is Ruto's letter, so we can go to Zora Fountain where the Ice Cavern and Jabu Jabu are. So I'll see you guys there. Okay, first stop today is we're going to get the Sun Song from this back alley. Oh wait, I guess the Sun Song's not here. Was that in the Zora Shop? This is a Spirit Temple key. Do we even need this? 160 rupees, that's pretty expensive. I mean, I guess we have to, right? We're going for 100%, so I guess we might as well buy it. And that's all the keys for Spirit Temple. I don't think getting that allows us to do anything though, because that key unlocks the room where the Iron Knuckles was, but we were able to get the chest outside of his room by hookshotting from one hand to the other outside. So really that doesn't do much for us, but we gotta collect it regardless. Okay, so this next grotto is in such a weird location. Also, what does Navi get to tell us to do? I wonder if Saria knows anything about the other spiritual stone. Have we? Oh, I guess we haven't gotten the Goron Ruby yet, so there's still, Navi's still stuck up on that. So this grotto is in such a weird space. It's so out of the way. I really don't know how people were expected to find these things. Like in the olden days when this game first came out. The olden days, that's a weird way to phrase it. Because they're olden and relative to who. But the Stone of Agony is a really interesting item. It really reminds me of metal detectors. People just go to beaches and use metal detectors on the beach for long periods of time. That's pretty much what the Stone of Agony is. You just walk around waiting for the vibrations in your hand so you can find the holes that have the treasures inside of them. They have this one has friends. Ooh, a boss key! Can I out-target it? I can. No, stop out-targeting that. There we go. Boss key for Shadow Temple. We can go fight Bongo Bongo. All right, we in here to get that bean refill. I think we only need 2 more beans. One for the Death Mountain Crater and one for the Lost Woods. All right, this had the Sun Song, right? It did. And there's a boss key. What is this for? Forest Temple. I mean, this is the only boss key we don't have, so it has to be Forest Temple, right? What? I'm short on a few rupees. I shouldn't have bought those beans, man. Ah, the beans ruined me. Okay, now we have enough rupees. This guy is charging some high prices. Special deal? This is a special deal? What was the original price? Maybe it's like one of those like department store psychologies where they'll have like their price and it'll say like $80 and then our price and it'll say something like $10. Such a good psychological way to make people think that they're saving money. Alright, so we're coming down here because we have to play all of the songs we know now. Since we finally have Sun Song, which I didn't mark it. Why did I not mark it? Finally, we got it! I don't have to wait for it to become day or nighttime anymore. Do you guys realize how much time that is going to save me on these recordings? I literally cut out like 10 to 15 minutes each episode of the times where I have to wait for things to happen. It's literal sustenance for them. This music is so good that it makes them grow big and strong. I forgot how many poopies we get from this. I think we're gonna get like 250 rupees from this if I'm not mistaken. Hell yeah. And then we'll also get an item as well. This is a jackpot. We might be able to even go buy that Forest Temple boss key after this. Okay, so after you play all the simplistic songs to the frogs, they'll all become freaking gigantic. They're all eyeball frogs. I miss Eyeball Frog. We haven't seen Eyeball Frog in a while. That guy is so cute. But anyways, now that we have made all the frogs large, we can play this mini game, which is kind of like Simon. You have to just remember the notes. So the bottom one is A, and then the top are like this, the C buttons. Okay, so we have to go really, really fast. But fortunately, it's the same thing every single time. So you can keep on learning it and just go really, really fast. All right, do. It's to go so fast. Okay, I think this is the last one, guys. Here we go. Yes, got it. Young boy, you did great. Perfect. We are stuffed, Ribbit. Wouldn't you take this token for our gratitude? Oh, I guess, like, playing the songs makes them eat butterflies. Why can't they just eat butterflies? Like, why do they have to have music while they eat? I guess for me, I prefer eating whenever I'm, like, watching a YouTube video. Like, I love to eat dinner while watching Philip DeFranco. Like, that's one of my, like, daily rituals, pretty much. I think the best thing is getting, like, really shitty Chinese food. And by shitty, I mean, like, it tastes good, but it's just, like, so bad for you. If you guys know what I'm saying. Alright, back in the Zora Shop. Let's get the 4 simple boss key. And we officially have all the boss keys now, too. It's so weird that we're getting to the point of this randomizer where we're really starting to wrap things up. Like, look at our tracker, guys. The top half is completely filled. The only thing we're missing is the Gerudo note, which I don't believe we're able to get until we find all 4 of the Gerudo Fortress keys. But we have all the songs, we have all the boss keys, we have a lot of just the regular keys. We're getting there. Oh no, I have to wait for nighttime for the Skullsanity to appear. Oh wait, no we don't, because we have the Sun Song, bitches. It felt so good just being able to be like super sassy about this. With how much time I've wasted not having this, we have finally received it. I know we've broken this guy open before, but we weren't able to get the prize because we didn't have the boomerang. But now we do, so we get an arrow refill, which I actually needed, because I used all my arrows collecting the big POES. So I guess we're restocked up as an adult now. Alright, you small bean. This is your new home now. It's so cute. It's gonna grow up so fast. Just wait. Alright, now that we have the Sun Song, one of these graves will have an opening. Nope, it's not that one. Please don't hurt me. Okay, you asked for it. Wait, did I open that? He like literally knocked me out of the animation and the grave like continued to open itself. It's like it has wheels or something underneath. Or maybe there's magnets. Alright, so the Sun Song. I can't wait until the next Zelda game where they're progressive enough to add the daughter song. That was a really bad joke. Like, that was, like, I tell a lot of bad jokes, but that was like next tier bad. Ah! Get off of me! Get those nasty, malnourished thighs off of my neck, please. I only like thick thighs around my neck. Get the fuck out of here! Ah! No! Ah! He has like a white goatee. Did you guys notice that? Stop screaming at me! I already have my horse screaming at me like a Redead. I don't need a Redead screaming at me like a Redead too. Oh my god, this sound is so annoying. Okay, the combination of scream, laugh is literally driving me insane. Get the hell off of me! Stop! Is he dead? Thank God. That was so annoying. Oh my lord. So do I need to play Sun Song to make the chest appear? I think that's how this works. It's just really weird that's how this works. There's like no indication that you should play it here. And then, yeah, that's how you get the chest. How are you supposed to know how to do this? Is there like some inscribing on this wall? Like anything I can read that's like you should play the Sun Song here? Or you just have to hope that that's the thing to do? Alright. What did we go through that turmoil for? Bottom of the well key. Okay, I think we have all the keys for bottom of the well now? We do. Alright, well let's go get those Skullsanity down there then. Okay, we're back down here. So this is the door we opened last time. And there's a heart container in this room that we didn't collect. And then there's another locked room on the other side of this room. Ah! Okay, so I'm still so weirded out by these keys. They're just floating in midair? Is that what's happening? They're freaking using dark magic. This is terrifying. I'm not about that dark magic life, man. Alright, I'm not gonna kill the keys, so I can't be bothered. I have way more important things to do, like eat Chinese food and watch Philip DeFranco. Okay, heart container. 15 hearts. The way the chains pull back when you unlock these doors is so satisfying. I love it. Just so many crisp animations. I love my animations crisp. Ooh. Okay. People that say that pot can't kill you. Did anybody just see those pots? Last scratchy boy of the well. Oh, actually, no, it's not. We weren't able to get the one in the like area either, were we? Oh, another poopy. Cool. It's nice getting to get so many rupees today. To keep on spending lots of money, but we're making money back so fast. We're literally Kardashians right now. Link, he's about to get butt implants so he can be thick. I'm just so happy that we live in a world where we have donuts. Like, imagine living in a world without donuts. How much that would suck. It would be a travesty. It would be so depressing. I think that's the first token that we've gotten this whole entire episode. Wow. Okay, something we're gonna do really fast is we have Zelda's letter from finally meeting Zelda. So if we show this to the guard, this is what's gonna activate the Happy Mask side quest. Okay, we weren't close enough. Apparently, we were half a foot away from him, and he has really bad vision, so he just couldn't even see us. This is Debbie. He is under my orders to save Hyrule. What kind of funny game has our princess come up with now? Okay, alright. You can go now. Just be careful, Mr. Hero. That's... By the way, Mr. Hero, if you're gonna climb Death Mountain, you should equip a proper shield. What do you think's on my back, mofo? Alright, but anyways. That starts the Happy Mask side quest. Because this child wants a mask, but he literally has to work here 24/7. No days off. He on that grind. Banana, 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 banana. All right, is it open? It's open for business. Hi! Welcome to the Happy Mask Shop. We deal in masks that bring happiness to everyone. How would you like to be a happiness salesman? Keaton mask, price 10 rupees. Keaton stuff is hot, hot, hot. Let's get it. I love the Keaton. Such an interesting like creature that they have. It's really cool that you even sing one of them in Majora's Mask. I kind of wish that they would have like done more with that. All right, so now we have the Keaton mask to give to the guard up here. It's such a nice day in Kakariko Village. I love the atmosphere here. This is definitely a place where if I was to be here in real life, I would probably be doing exactly what this man up here is doing. Just like sitting on top of the roof and just like basking in the sun. Really cool thing about the office building that I work at, because if you didn't know, I actually work at an office where the Completionist is, who's like a really cool YouTuber who 100%s games. So I rent like an office from him at his building. And in this building, there's like a ladder that goes up to the roof, which is on the 3rd floor. And there's just like air conditioning units up there. But I love, oh, he looks so good in it. Oh, so cute. But I love going up to the roof and just like hanging out, like in the middle of the day when it's sunny. Sometimes it's nice to just go up there and just like stand in the sun, and there's like kind of a nice view. Just like look around and just like take in the California sun. I've been so much happier since I moved to California. Like just being here has been such a drastic change to my life for the better. Because just the types of people here and just the environment. All the people here are very unique and open-minded. And then the weather just being nice all the time just puts everybody in a good mood all the time. Okay, hi! Alright, so the way this like whole Happy Mask Salesman thing works is we have to go and sell each of these masks for him, and then we usually get a profit. Sometimes we don't get a profit, but I wanted to start this because I wanted to get the skull mask because we're heading to the Lost Woods next. You feel like a monster while you wear this mask. Let's go ahead and put it on. I want to see how much of a monster I feel like. How come it looks like we're wearing Shrek's skull right now? Like those ears literally look like Shrek's ears. They murdered Shrek. Now that's epic. Alright, in the Lost Woods, gotta plant some beans in here real fast. And then I'm pretty sure if we wear this skull mask inside this grotto over here, I'm pretty sure the Deku Scrubs react in a really strange way if I remember correctly. It is me, Dead Shrek. They seem so confused. They love me! I can see this being a meme. Me and the 8 random people who like my stupid tweets on Twitter. All of the young Deku Scrub brothers agree. You look exactly like our sacred forest totem. As an offering from us, please accept these Deku sticks. We will also enhance your carrying skills. Abracadabra, alakazam. That is not a Deku stick upgrade, but I wasn't expecting one anyways because I know I'm playing a randomizer. I'm not dumb, okay? Alright. Good night, everyone. Thank you for being such good fans. Alright. And this is the dude that we're going to sell the mask to. Hee hee. Under that mask, aren't you that Kokiri kid? He sees right through me. He doesn't fall for it. Quite an unusual mask you have. I like it. It may make me look a little bit tougher. He just gave you 10 rupees for this 20 rupee mask. You lost money in that deal. Go back to the mask shop and pay 20 rupees. Hey, that's not how this deal works. Where'd you go? You can't just disappear. Okay, revisiting the Deku Scrub in the basement of the Great Deku Tree again. This wasn't anything important, but we're just coming down to get the token. And with that, we have gotten all the gold Skulltula tokens in the Great Deku Tree. Another dungeon complete, as DJ Khaled would say, another one. Although DJ Khaled is probably one of the most annoying people on earth. Like seriously, I don't think any artist in the world should literally say, "We the best music!" The beginning of every single song is really, really uncalled for. Also, the tracker's a little bit broken. We're not able to increase this to 50 Deku Seeds, but honestly, that's not a big deal to me whatsoever. I'm the first person to ever use the tracker, so like, I'm the person right now catching any mistakes with it. So it'll be fixed in future Zooters once we use this tracker again, because this is probably going to be my official tracker for all Zooters moving forward. So I really, really like it, and it's one of the best looking ones, in my opinion. Dumping out some bugs. Is this okay, Mommy? How did this lady with a cow just get down here? Like, she's stuck. I guess I could ask her. Why did you come all the way down here? What? You were just about to ask me the same thing? I literally was. That's actually kind of funny. Well, now that you're down here, you might as well make the best of things. What does that mean? Make the best of what things? This lady crazy. She kind of looks like a red-haired version of one of my favorite artists named Kalani. Not even lying. Ooh, is she wearing white lipstick? What a bold choice. James Charles, take freaking notes. This, I didn't mean to talk to you down here. Okay, so let me kill the spider. Forest Temple, that is the last key, correct? Yes, we can go back and finish Forest Temple. Yay. All right, we're back where we were last episode in the Forest Temple because we have the last key. And I wanted to do something that was a little bit more slow paced. It didn't have a bunch of jump cuts, so I could talk about the comment question of the day, because I was just like cutting to so many different locations that I couldn't like have a regular conversation. And ooh, the fire arrows are actually going to come in handy in here. This is actually a use for them, which normally you can't even have them this early, but we do. So let's go ahead and get this the easy way. Don't have to light up the torch or anything. It's perfect. So anyways, last episode's comment question of the day, we were talking about Breath of the Wild 2 and what they should do differently from Breath of the Wild 1 to make it better. And the 3 comments I'm going to highlight today are these 3 comments because they are very long and kind of include a lot of the things that a lot of people said in their individual comments. It kind of just summarizes a lot of the stuff. So I feel like it was the best comments to kind of outline. So here's a lot of the things that I personally think they should do to Breath of the Wild 2 to make it a much better Zelda game, because I think Breath of the Wild was a great game overall, but I don't think it was the best Zelda game it possibly could have been. And that's the thing, is I think Nintendo has so much more potential than they allow themselves to actually have in their games a lot of the time. Okay, arrows. I think that's what it normally is. Alright, so the first thing is, like, Breath of the Wild has a really cool crafting system, but it's not very in-depth. You kind of like only use it for cooking, and one of the biggest problems people had with Breath of the Wild was the weapon durability, and like your weapons that you really like having just breaking on you. I think one of the things they could have done with the crafting is like you could combine some of the elements you were finding out in the wilds with the weapons to increase the durability. So if you have a favorite weapon, you can increase the durability so it's not going to break on you. That way you actually have like more incentives to collect the crafting items and use them for things. Something I would really love for them to do is add more music that feels like Zelda music. And don't get me wrong, I loved the ambient music from Breath of the Wild, but I also think they could have had that in the overworld and then had other sections of the game that really do use like the fanfare type tunes. Like you can have both in the same game. You don't have to pick just the ambient vibe and like only stick to that. Like there's no need for that. At least I don't think so. I think a more cohesive story would be better. Wasn't really a huge fan of like learning in small little elements of the story through memories. It was kind of disconnecting and it was kind of hard to fit them together, and I still don't fully. So I haven't like 100% of Breath of the Wild. I've beaten the 4 Divine Beasts and done about maybe 3/4 of the shrines. I need to go back and replay through the game, although it's hard for me to because Zelda randomizers are actually way more fun in my opinion to play than Breath of the Wild, because they like capture that open world exploration but also have like that Zelda vibe that I was just talking about. The next thing is more enemies. Like Breath of the Wild is such a huge world, like it's the biggest Zelda world ever, but also that Zelda game has the least amount of enemies to fill such a huge world. Like where are the POES, the Redeads, Deku Scrubs, Deku Babas, Bombchus, Tektites, Iron Knuckles, Bubbles, Moblins, Likes, Wallmasters? There's just like so many things missing, and I just feel like a lot of the areas would have benefited so much more from just more variety with the types of enemies that they had. I think actual dungeon items would have been really, really good, because you did find a lot of items from like enemy drops. Like you would find like bows, of course, and bow upgrades. You would have like the boomerang, you could get that. But I really think like the hook shot, Lens of Truth, hover boots, Deku Nuts, and all the other like awesome weapons that Zelda has. I think the more weapons and items you add, the better the game is. And I think items are the best way to unlock areas in the world, which is what I want to hit on next. I love having a huge open world game, but I think to an extent you should still close off portions of the world and open them up by getting new abilities, which they do to an extent in Breath of the Wild. But I think it would be much better if they made items a more integral part of opening up new sections of the world. That way, like, because in Breath of the Wild, the way they like kind of try to defer you from going to certain parts of the world is just by having like really difficult enemies there. So you're like, well, you'll go and you'll die and you'll be like, no, screw that, I'll come back when I'm stronger, which is good and all. But I still love the story progression method of not allowing you to go to certain parts of the game until you've done certain parts. Like, I love open world, but I still think it's better to have some level of linearity to a storyline and progression. So I really hope they do that. Deku Tree map! There's a place you want to go. I'm the one you need to know. I'm the map. Okay, let's go ahead and mark these. 75. We are officially 3/4 of the way done with the Scratchy Boys. The next thing that I think we're for sure going to get in Breath of the Wild, because the trailer that we got pretty much indicated this, that Breath of the Wild is going to be a much more dark game, which I am very excited about that. Because another issue I had with Breath of the Wild is there wasn't very many elements. Like, I love exploring in the overworld, but exploring in other areas wasn't that much fun. Like, exploring temples wasn't too much fun because there wasn't much of a sense of urgency in most of the temples, especially things like the Sheikah shrines. Like, there wasn't very many like scary enemies inside. It didn't feel like you're being explorative of any means. Nothing was really scary or pressing apart from like the Guardians. Those were actually pretty bad. If Breath of the Wild 2 combines the element of what they established in Breath of the Wild 1 with all of the elements that people really love Zelda for, then it has the potential to be a phenomenal game. Breath of the Wild already won Game of the Year, which is an amazing accomplishment. But if you combine like what made Breath of the Wild successful and what makes actual Zelda, like regular Zelda games successful, then I just think you have the potential to have literally the greatest game of all time. And that's why I'm really excited to be a Zelda fan. Is Zelda, like, we have a lot of Zelda games, but if you just think about the future, Nintendo's probably never gonna stop making Zelda games. Like, it brings in too much money. So where can Zelda games be 20 years from now? What is that potential? The potential there is just so high, and I just want Nintendo to be able to reach that because I love Nintendo and I believe in them. And I think they're very capable of accomplishing the task of making the best video game of all time, which I've done several times. But they can keep on raising that ceiling. They can keep on making games that just top their other games that were considered the best games of all time. That's just what kind of pumps me out about the video game industry in general. It's just how quickly everything is accelerating. Like, we're just getting so many good games from different companies, and they're all exploring like all these ideas. And with VR coming out, I went to this VR arcade a couple days ago called 2-Bit Circus, and it was awesome. It was literally an arcade, but most of the games were centered around VR. And I remember when I first discovered VR, I thought it would be really cool. I kind of was like questioning like the business opportunities and starting a business like that. And it was just a really neat experience. So I can't wait to see how VR becomes more integrated into gaming entirely. So I think the best integration is when they combine virtual reality with real life environments. For example, they had a maze built in this virtual reality arcade. And you wore a virtual, like, you would go through this maze with a virtual reality helmet. And the virtual reality helmet like can sense where you are in the maze, and so when you're looking around, you're walking through a maze where there's actual walls, but you're seeing it with like new texture. And like apparently while you're running through the maze, like you're being chased by like a minotaur or something, which is really crazy. Just being chased through like a real life maze that you can physically walk through while being chased by something. Oh, like think if we had a virtual reality based Zelda game. Like, that would be so much fun. Like, once virtual reality becomes really established in like everyone's household, and Nintendo's starting to dabble in that virtual reality stuff. With the Labo, you can have virtual reality for Smash Bros, Mario Odyssey, Breath of the Wild. They just announced Captain Toad. So like, everything's getting there, guys, and it's just super exciting. Also, another mod that I've played a couple times on stream, but I would actually kind of like to do a series on it. There's a mashup of Mario 64 and Ocarina of Time, where you play through Ocarina of Time, but it's like restructured to be a Mario 64 platforming game, and it's super duper cool. And one of the things that stuck out to me the most whenever I played it was this boss fight. This boss fight was awesome because you know how there's paintings on the side of the wall. Pretty much what you would have to do, I need to change to the Master Sword. The Bigoran Sword is not good to use here. But what you would do is you would jump inside the paintings as Mario for this boss fight. And then you actually went, like that painting that you see in that world, like he recreated that like physically and you actually go to that location, and that's how you fight the boss. And you have to come back into this room and go inside other paintings, like chase them inside each individual painting. It was really neat. It was very creative. Pretty sure that was made by Kaze, who makes a lot of really good Mario 64 ROM hacks. He's on top of the game. I did a Let's Play, which I feel like is one of my underrated Let's Plays on my channel. I have this Let's Play on my channel called Super Mario 64 Last Impact, which is one of the best Mario 64 ROM hacks I've ever played. And that Let's Play didn't get a whole lot of reception because it was kind of when I was coming back to my channel and I had to kind of revive it. But if you guys are interested in watching more Let's Plays by me and are looking for a suggestion, that's a pretty good one. I put a lot of editing work into that Let's Play. Like, if you think there's a lot of editing in this series, that series had way more. Because I put a lot of effort into every series I make. And that game was just so cool, like the power-ups and stuff. Dang, I'm not... Yeah! 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 He didn't even try. He just let that hit him. He just gave up. Come on. I love the sound effects. Nintendo does... Whoa, what the heck? Ah! What was that? Forgot he had that move. Damn. I think that, like, the people on the Nintendo team that do not get enough credit is their sound engineers and sound designers. They do such a good job at making all the sound effects for these games. Like, so many Nintendo sound effects are just so... Like, they're famous. Like, Nintendo has so many famous sound effects. Like, think about that. That's actually crazy to make sound effects that become, like, well-known. That's pretty phenomenal. And everything just sounds, like, even every single one of their games, like, all the sounds are just so good. Everything is just so perfectly made. There it is! Oh my god, we can find... Oh, there it is! Oh my god, I'm so excited! We got Ruto's ladder. We can go to the last section of the game. Zora's Fountain, where Jabu Jabu and the Ice Cavern are. Yes! Finally. I'm so happy I came to do this. Alright, and what medallion are we going to get? But yeah, so what I was saying is, like, the sound designers did such a good job because everything, like, matches up so perfectly. Like, every sound you hear makes you think, oh yeah, that sounds right for this area. And that's such a hard task to accomplish, but they did such a good job with it. Alright, we got the Kokiri Emeralds. We still don't have the Goron Ruby. Once we get the Goron Ruby, we'll be able to get the Ocarina of Time, which has no use. Yeah, it's a little Deku tree. Alright, and I want to do one last thing before we end this video off. I'm going to go back to the Death Mountain Crater and ride the beam. So it's always nice to finish up on, like, one random item, isn't it? Bum, bum. This was a fun episode, though. I always like the episodes where we have, like, a lot being accomplished. It's really hard for me to get into, like, detailed conversations when we're, like, teleporting around so much. But at the same time, it's fun just to have so much, like, happening. Wait, is there anything here? Oh, it's a map. Yay! Water Temple. How many maps do we have now? We have 6. In just a couple episodes, we got 6 maps. We went from 0 to 6 real quick. Alright, so we're going to end the episode here. Comment question of the day. I mentioned that Mario 64 and Ocarina of Time crossover game earlier. What 2 games do you think could be combined together to make a new game that's really cool? And, like, kind of how would that work? Like, give me, like, a brief description of how 2 games could be combined to make a new game. Leave your comments below and I'll read my favorites in next episode. Anyways, thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please hit that thumbs up button. And I will see your beautiful nipples in the next episode. Take care, y'all.